It's the NFL on EA Sports, and tonight's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Titans and the Rams, coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Rams. Brandon Gordon alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis. And CD, in the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field a defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game. And if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
Into the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Quarterback Matthew Stafford bringing out the LA offense. And Stafford, of course, all those years in Detroit and now in his first season with Los Angeles.
And what big news it was back in January when news leaked out that Matthew Stafford was leaving Detroit and heading out west to join the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are hoping he's the missing piece to the puzzle as they seek a Super Bowl title. Over 45,000 yards passing as a Lion, but not a single playoff victory in his entire tenure. The Rams general manager has said he can envision Stafford staying 5 to 8 years, which would take him into his 40s.
19 yards right off the bat and a quick first down.
Deshaun Jackson is now with his fourth franchise in his 14th NFL season, but this one, a homecoming a little bit. He grew up in Long Beach, so playing for the Rams seems like a natural. Picks up a first down with that catch there.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. To throw is Stafford. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And now the ball's out. Follow near midfield. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Out come the Titans for their first possession, led by Ryan Tannehill in his 10th NFL season and third with Tennessee.
And the former Miami Dolphin had a career renaissance in 2019 with Tennessee and carried it over into 2020. A career-high 32 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions, and those were the fewest he'd thrown in a full season. And speaking of full seasons, he played all 16 games for the first time since 2015. He's got to be excited about 2021.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage?
Fighting through, and he's got space. And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style, too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Now Tannehill. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
And in 2020, this unit was again one of the best defenses in the NFL. They can bring a lot of heat with their pass rush. As a group, they They finished with 53 sacks last season, second only to the...
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Titans. Anthony Ferkser, 36 yards. And the Titans are on the board first on the road here in L.A.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Well, Charles, as the Rams come back out here on offense, let's think about their 2021 campaign. Remember, they were 10-6 last year, but now the change at quarterback because Jared Goff goes to Detroit, and from Detroit they get former #1 pick Matthew Stafford. He says he's got a kind of a new lease on life. What do you see from Stafford and the Rams this year?
He certainly does because he goes into a season actually believing that they can win in the playoffs. You know, when he's played in Detroit, he only got there 3 times and never won a playoff game. He has the potential now to make it happen and get to a Super Bowl. Remember, that defense is still there. Aaron Donald is still there.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown. Tyler Higbee, 75 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Cameron Batson now from his end zone. Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25. Here come the reigning AFC South champions, the Tennessee Titans. First time they won that division since 2008. And, Charles, you called all of their preseason games. What did you see from this crew?
This preseason was all about defense for the Tennessee Titans, Brandon, because last year that was their Achilles heel despite the fact they won the AFC South. Last year on defense, they gave up 52% on 3rd down, the worst percentage of any playoff team in NFL history. So they wanted to improve that. In their first 2 preseason games, they held Atlanta to 2 of 12, and they held Tampa Bay to 2 of 14. That doesn't necessarily carry over, but the confidence level is starting to rise. This is a team that expects to win the AFC South and expects to contend for a Super Bowl.
And they host the Cardinals week 1. Some wide receivers in the same draft class in new places, A.J. Green and Julio Jones.
Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football. These 2 teams all tied after 1. Buying time to his left. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. When you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit, he is a huge people know when he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Tannehill now to throw.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
And this one nearly intercepted. Oh, that's a ball he thinks he should have had. Instead, maybe a chance for the offense to get 3 out of it after all. 4th down.
Bullock's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Jeffrey Simmons just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now it's Stafford. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, CD, something that we've done for a number of years as the season gets going is we get predictions on each side. Let's start with the AFC. Who do you have in 2021 as your division winners?
Well, let's go to the East, and I think Buffalo repeats, although New England, they got better in the offseason, and despite starting a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones, I think they'll make a nice run at the Buffalo Bills this year. In the North, what a battle you have there. 3-way. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I like Baltimore to still win the division, but Cleveland will be right there, and Pittsburgh will make a run at the playoffs. In the South, I think it's Tennessee's division to lose. Indianapolis had a number of injuries in the offseason, and Jacksonville and Houston, they're trying to get there. And then out west, it's still Kansas City. But I love what the Los Angeles Chargers have done in the offseason.
All right, CD, and then if you had to pick, who do you have winning the AFC?
Well, I'm going to go against type here, Brandon, because teams aren't supposed to sustain as long as the Kansas City Chiefs have. But despite a retooled offensive line, I do think that they get back there again. What happened to them in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, that serves as great motivation. They want to get back. And
a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And that might be Titan football. It is. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Tannehill.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They were trying to go to Brown once again, but it'll be 2nd down. And let's go back, Charles, to your preseason predictions. You gave us what you thought on the AFC. How about the NFC side in 2021?
All right, how about the Washington football team winning the NFC East? I think in the North, Green Bay comes back and represents again. In the South, Tampa Bay, they finished 2nd.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line, as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock, and he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It's a gain of a couple on what should be the final carry of half number 1. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Titans in that first half. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Rams, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
Cameron Batson now from his end zone. Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
First down and much more for Henry.
73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does.
And gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he's got room. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 38 yards on the scamper there.
But no surprise coming off a 2,000-yard season. It was Derrick Henry who totaled the most yards after contact in the NFL last year, and he's up to his old tricks here.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats tell us he took it better than 30 yards after that initial contact.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff to Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Titans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time, they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Stafford now to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And all the way down to the 26.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Titans. He's at the 50. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
136 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. Here's 2nd and 10.
Running from the gun with Henry. Sheds off the tackle, and he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns, but the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
on the field. Here comes Los Angeles. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
Elijah Molden up to make the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the fourth and final quarter.
Second and 9.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he spots Henderson, open left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Stafford. It's caught by Jackson.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
Looking to throw again on second down. Stafford. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line. Set. 60. Come on, the ball. Mike, 55.
Stafford. That's caught left side. It's Higbee, the tight end. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Throwing is Stafford. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans 14. A good pickup there at 22. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Again, it's Stafford. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Rams are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
10 more for him on that. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Robert Woods on the touchdown throw from Matthew Stafford. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Gain is up and good, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Titans are going to recover the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A first down carry for Henry. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll go option to the short side. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. They'll run it again with Henry. Able to push his way through. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Wow, 185 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And the busy night for Henry continues. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll try the option right here on third down. The defense stiffens to force fourth down following that first down gain of 8. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you.
I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.